Good afternoon, everyone. I am Engineer Mustali Shahid, Chairman of IT and Computer Engineering Sectional Committee. Thank you for being here with us today. On behalf of IT and Computer Engineering Sectional Committee, I am pleased to welcome all of you today for our session on entrepreneurship. Blockchain entrepreneurship. So without taking much of your time, I would like to introduce our speakers for the today's session. Mr. Ashen Bandara. Ashen Bandara is a co-founder and CEO at Synergix Technologies. Ashan is dedicated to spreading awareness of blockchain technologies, adoption and potential. He has experience in leading teams and developing solutions that make use of blockchain, AI, and machine learning. And he is passionate about the potential of enabling technology. So let me introduce the second speaker, Mr. Surender Surya Kumar. He is a certified asset finance and blockchain architect. Surender Surya Kumar specializes in putting a large-scale business transformational ERP projects in place at medium to large-size business. He has led a blockchain training session for numerous business and academic institutions. The third speaker is Mr. Priyalal Valpita. Priyalal led the Zoros sign to build the world's first blockchain-based digital and e-signature platform. In a number of universities and businesses, he is leading training sessions on blockchain and cybersecurity. Priyalal also has an expertise in the architecture of massive distributed system. And our last speaker is Mr. Sharmilan Somasundaram. Is the co-founder and chief executive officer at Niftron. His company supports the creation of a dedicated decentralized application solution. He works with business and startups to design and incorporate blockchain into their projects and so that they can lead their respective industries. So once again, thank you so much. Please drop your questions in the chat box and we will be answered as soon as possible or at the end of the lecture. So once again, thank you very much and let us start our session. Over to you, Surendra.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for that wonderful introduction. Appreciate it a lot. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session on blockchain entrepreneurship. It's going to be myself, Priyal, Ashen, as well as Sharmilan, who's going to take you through this. So my name is Surendra Surya Kumar. As the introduction said, I am an SAP and blockchain architect. I work in the SAP and blockchain space where I've implemented many solutions for enterprises. So today's session, we're going to focus just on blockchain entrepreneurship. Before we get into the stories behind how we all got started, I'm going to try and give you a very quick introduction on the concept of blockchain itself, because I don't know how many of you have actually learned something about blockchain or have experience in this domain. It's a very new emerging tech. I'll take you through that. So as I mentioned, the company that we work for is Synergix. This is just the normal legal disclaimer that we put. So getting into it, so do you know that by 2030, McKinsey, one of the largest research companies in the world, has suggested that there'll be 375 million people who will have to change jobs, or they'll have to switch or learn new skills by 2030. And it's coming up really fast that the whole world is moving towards a lot of new jobs that we haven't seen yet. There is a fact that 65% of the kids who are coming out of high school today will be looking at new jobs in a few years' time that doesn't even exist. So these are real facts. So that's a very important skill set that you need, and you need to keep in mind that you need to all learn new skills. And that new emerging tech that we're going to talk about today is blockchain. So this is a quick slide on the 4 different industrial revolutions. If you have experience looking at this slide before, you would know that, you know, we started all off with mechanizations, water power, steam power, that was part of one. Then we moved into mass production. Then we moved into computers and automation. And today we are into cyber physical systems. And in the future, they're talking about AI, machine learning, Internet of Things, and everything else that will control everything that we do around us. So as we keep moving through this industrial revolution, a lot of emerging techs are coming, and there's a lot of competition in the space, but there's a lot of new early adopters who are trying out a lot of different new things in the space, and that's what we're going to talk to you about today. If you were to define what blockchain is, here's a definition for you. It's a new technology that allows digital information to be distributed and stored in decentralized ledgers. That's what it is all about. It's not another buzzword. There are a lot of organizations, big companies like Microsoft, Alibaba, Google, all of them putting in a lot of money into this new technology, and they have begun to actually work on a lot of prototypes. A very important concept here, one of the most important slides of this presentation. You might know that you might be able to realize that Facebook is not the internet, right? So Facebook is just an application on the internet. The same way, cryptocurrency is not blockchain. A lot of people think that Bitcoin is blockchain. No, Bitcoin is just an application on the new technology called blockchain. So keep that in mind. Here are some global blockchain projects. If you want to read about them, you can Google them. Just some of the larger companies that I spoke about previously. You have Alibaba, Google, Toyota, FedEx, even Apple. All of them are working on certain prototypes on blockchain. There is a QR code as well. So that's actually a community that we are setting up in Sri Lanka, where we share a lot of blockchain information on that Discord channel. If you are keen, you can always scan that and get into that. And today with my other speakers as well, what we will do is what we share with you today, we will try and put it up on that particular Discord channel for you to gain access to it after the session. And like what Shahid has mentioned as well, if you have any questions, please drop it into the chat box. We will try and answer it during the session, or at the very end. We have 15 minutes allocated just for question and answers. So we'll be more than happy to help you out if you have anything there. So as I spoke to you, we are in the Industrial Revolution 4, and as you can see, blockchain is just at the very start still. A lot of analysts, very large organizations, research analysts are still predicting that we are still in the very early stages, but the interest is there. Many large organizations have already started investing quite a lot in this space, and that's why you see a lot of blockchain consulting companies, blockchain developers, all of these new roles are coming up. 3-4 years back, when you Google for blockchain developers, there'll be very few records. But today, if you Google for blockchain developers, consultants, there's quite a lot of opportunities out there. So this is a very early stage, and it's up for the innovators to get involved. So I would highly encourage you all to start looking at this technology. And with that, I will pass it on to my fellow speaker, Ashane, who is one of the co-founders and CEO of SynergyX. He will take you through our journey of setting up SynergyX and a few things on blockchain entrepreneurship. Ashane, over to you. Hi, Ashane, are you there? Okay, it looks like yeah, he is there.
Yeah, seems he's disconnected.
Oh, okay. He just messaged me that he is there. So let's just maybe give him a few seconds.
There, but it seems he has lost his connection.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe ask him to reconnect.
Yeah, I think he's just going to try that. Not too sure what the reason is. He just was there. Maybe he lost power or something like that. Not too sure. Yeah, he just did mention that he has some technical issue, but that's fine. Don't worry about it. I will continue with this. I will take you through the journey because I've been with Ashane on that as well. So as I mentioned to you, SynergyX is the company that we have set up in Sri Lanka, which is actually a dedicated SAP and blockchain consulting company. We also have an office in Melbourne, Australia. That's where I'm located. And we talk to many enterprises in helping them explore the potential and adoption of blockchain technology. So as I mentioned, we specialize in SAP and blockchain consulting services. We as a group are very passionate about it. So as a blockchain entrepreneur, what I would suggest is one of the key things that will keep you going in this field is the passion for something that you're doing. So as individuals who came together sometime back in 2020, later part of 2020. We were all in our own areas. We were focused and we were very passionate about blockchain. We started reading about it. And how we got started was, it was just a casual LinkedIn discussion that we all had at one point of time. And then we had multiple calls over Zoom, just like how we are doing, over Teams. And then we kind of had an idea, like, let's start up something in this space. And we decided that because Sri Lanka, we had a lot of potential candidates that we really liked, who were interested in the technology. So we decided to get together and work on a proof of concept. And we got started on the proof of concept. And once we had a proof of concept almost close to completion, that's when we decided to set up the company. So for 1.5 years, we were working on solutions. The company was formed virtually. And it took us 1.5 years before we all actually met and we shook hands or even met in person. So everything was done virtually. So what we would like to tell you here is, if you're keen about something, you have good contacts, go for it. You don't have to actually all be in the same place. COVID has taught us that remote working works quite well. And we are an example of how we set up all of that. So as I mentioned, one of our key mission as enterprises, as an enterprise that consults on blockchain, is we strive to enable other enterprises and individuals harness the power of blockchain. As it's a new technology, not many people know about it. So we do a lot of these kind of webinar sessions. We have Discord channels, we have Instagram pages where we talk about blockchain, we talk about the technology, we talk about concepts, and we talk about enterprise solution. So many of the enterprises that we discuss with, these are the things that we help them do. We help them explore, we help them assess what their requirements are. Will a blockchain solution actually work for them? And technical selection in terms of selecting the right blockchain for them. We come up with a proof of concept. We go ahead with the implementation and integration. So as entrepreneurs, what we are very passionate about is to take the blockchain solution to enterprises and other individuals as well, who really want to know more about blockchain, what it can do. Because right now, people just think of it as a cryptocurrency or something like that, but it is not. It's the technology that's driving an app like the cryptocurrency, and there are many other different apps that are being developed in this space as well on blockchain technology. One good way to get involved in this space or get started is, there is so much of information online on a lot of online courses that you can go and research on your own as well. YouTube itself is a great starting space. There is a lot of information available in there. So I would highly recommend that you have a look at all of these online courses. Most of these courses are free. For instance, what you see here with Blockchain Training Alliance, they have some really good free online courses for you to get started on the blockchain technology, and they teach you business fundamentals as well. So I would highly recommend something like that. So that's a great place to get started. And with that, what I'll do is I will move on to our fellow entrepreneurs who are on this call, who will take you through the great work that they have been doing in Sri Lanka. We'll start off with Niftron. We probably have Sharmilan on the call. Sharmilan, are you there?
Hi, Suren. Yes. Yeah.
Hi, Sharmilan. Good to see you. I will pass it over to you, Sharmilan, and you can take them through your journey.
Sure. And sorry, guys, I'm having a power out now, so not able to switch on the camera. So I'll just manage with the voice, and hope I'm audible, right?
Yes,
Yes.
Sharmilan, we can hear you.
Can I get access to share the screen? Yeah.
Done, Sharmilan. Have a go.
Okay, sure. Got it. Hope you guys can see the screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Hi, everyone. So Thank you for the introduction, and I hope you guys have a bit of a understanding about blockchain as well from what Surai mentioned. So as the session more focused on how, the blockchain entrepreneurship and how we started and how you can also get involved in these and how you can also make some changes in the blockchain. I'm using blockchain in your industries. So I'll directly get into the blockchain entrepreneurship, and before that, I'll also give a one-liner about like what is blockchain and what is the reason that I started my journey in blockchain and what kind of inspired me to get into blockchain. And I'm Shanmunan Somasundram, as mentioned, so I'm the co-founder and CEO of Niftron. And I started Niftron in 2020, and from that, like we are still running like almost 3 years in the period. And we are a company that specifically make blockchain simple for other organizations and industries or developers who are getting into blockchain, so they can easily get into blockchain without going through the learning curves and a lot of other barriers that they are in the market when anyone getting into blockchain or else any industry wants to build blockchain applications. So to break that one, that we made the blockchain Niftron and specifically to make these issues sorted. So before getting to that, as mentioned, so I'll give you a bit of a definition about blockchain, what I'm focusing on mostly. So different people have different views about blockchain, and specifically as Suren mentioned, so blockchain is not crypto, or else blockchain is not Bitcoin. So it's something more than that. And blockchain, Bitcoin or the cryptocurrencies are basically an application that runs on top of blockchain. And one of the definitions I strictly follow, or is the one of the definitions that I inspired me, it's like basically blockchain, it's a solution, or else you can keep it as a platform, or it can be a technology that helps you to transfer valuable assets to an untrusted party in a trusted way. So this is what basically blockchain doing. And what you mean as valuable assets is it can be money, it can be in terms like if you're taking cryptos or Bitcoin. So in terms of that, it's basically a money, or it is something that you can interchange for a value. So it's basically a money comes as a valuable asset. And in some use cases, when you take it as supply chains, or else when you take it as blockchain for medical records, where it's basically comes as valuable data. So in those cases, you can keep it as a data as a valuable asset. So you can transfer valuable data to an untrusted party in a trusted way. And some applications where you do document transfers like certificates and bank documents, lot of deed and lot of document transfers based blockchain applications are there. So in those places, it's basically comes that valuable asset in terms of real estate, or in terms of a house, or even simple as a certificate. So anything that you want to transfer, which is already valuable, or it's something that meaningful to you, it can be sometimes valuable to you, but not valuable for others. But anything that you want to transfer valuable and meaningful to you to an untrusted party in a trusted way, and specifically you want to do it instantly. So that's where the blockchain basically comes, and that is one of the things that blockchain fulfills as well. So you can do all these things in blockchain without an intermediary party and instantly as well. So that is one of the reasons a lot of people likes to use blockchain for different applications and different industries, because it's cut them down the intermediary parties and third party involvements. And at the same time, it's provide that trust instantly. So you don't need to go to transfer money through a bank. You can directly transfer to two entities easily. And same as that, you don't need to get a third party advocates or lawyers or the legal persons to transfer your house to another untrusted party, but you can directly do it through blockchain with an untrusted party in a trusted manner instantly. So this is the very basic level of explanation about blockchain. So we are not going deep into the blockchain technical side, but as anyone who is new to blockchain, so the concept is it's a technology that will allow you to transfer valuable assets to an untrusted party in a trusted way. So the journey of me when I get into blockchain, or when I started life into blockchain, it started in 2016. So that's the period I get into blockchain and try to learn blockchain, and from that point of period started to learn blockchain, and then got some opportunities overseas. At that point, like, I mean, in Sri Lanka, there's not much people know so doing blockchains as a like industry levels or else as a large projects. So started to consulting outside companies in Australia, New Zealand, and Singapore. So from that point onwards, my blockchain journey started in terms of professional career in 2017. And then I get into 99X as a blockchain lead for one of their projects and worked under the research team. And until I started Tifton in 2020. So this is the short blockchain journey I had for the last 5 to 6 years into the blockchain side. And let's talk about what is Niftron and how we started Niftron. So Niftron is, again, mention it as a blockchain made simple. So we are trying to make blockchain simple as much as we can to help a lot of people and a lot of industries to get into blockchain and easily use blockchain to integrate with their applications to basically build that trust with the unknown parties. So why we made blockchain simple is, I mean, as I mentioned, I inspired by the way that blockchain helping people to build that trust instantly with two untrusted parties. It can be two people, it can be two organizations, or it can be business to user. It's basically two entity that building the trust instantly. So in supply chain cases, it's an organization producing or manufacturing products that building trust with the clients. So at different points, I mean, if we deep down looking, everywhere we build relationships, we buy products, we use applications, we do things, so we attend events, everything is based on trust. So without trust, we won't buy products, we won't use applications, we won't build relationships. So trust is the base element of our lives, and blockchain is one of the available technology that we have and the advanced technology that we have at the moment to build that trust instantly with unknown parties or unknown products or unknown applications. So that is one of the reasons we want to make blockchain simple, because that will help and allow a lot of people to build trust, a lot of organizations to build trust, which will create a lot of potential and opportunities for them. So to make that blockchain simple, the problems are high learning curve and high cost for resources and developments and long time durations for development and integrations. In any company that's starting into blockchain, they have to go through this. So either they have to put their team into learning curve, or else they need to go for high outside teams. Or when it comes to high cost, it's basically on the resources and developments. So if they don't have a specific skill set team in-house, so they have to pay a high cost, because as you know, like blockchain is one of the booming markets. But when it comes to the blockchain developers, we have very limited number of developers, because it's still people are learning and growing, but the demand is so much high out there. So we don't have that much of a supply in the other side. So that's why there's a lot of high cost for blockchain developments. And it's usually takes a long time durations for development and integrations when you're doing completely a decentralized project, because it involves a lot of other domains and industries comes in together, like security, token economics, and decentralization, data privacy. So a lot of information comes in together. So it sometimes takes a lot of time if you're building a proper decentralized applications. So that is one of the reasons the Niftron is born. And how Niftron works is basically it's a instant integration platform. So we have two models. So one is completely a platform, a no-code version, where businesses can directly go upload data or upload documents and upload any transactions that you are doing. So you can basically use it as a platform without any code integrations. You can basically use API integrations if you need, but it's basically a no-code version. You can directly go to the platform and you can integrate with your businesses. So there are some businesses who are using Niftron no-code version is supply chain industries, where they directly come uploading their manufacturing details. So we have a mobile and the web version. So people in the farm or in the warehouses, they can directly install and they can directly integrate the data and different things in the no-code version. And it's a pay-as-you-go model. So you don't need to put any huge subscriptions or any budget in your businesses to get it. And you can integrate without changing your current flows when it comes to the no-code version. And also the most important is you have a full ownership of your data. So as we want to make it more decentralized and we don't want to make any compromises on the blockchain side. So we kept it as pretty open for anyone to integrate blockchain without compromising the data side. And also we have another version which comes as a low code version, which is a software development kit, which comes in different languages. As you know, some of you may have like, I mean, if you get into blockchain, you need to learn Solidity if you're doing Ethereum. And if you're doing different blockchains, there are different languages you had to go through. But Niftron, we basically put it as a blockchain agnostic. So we integrated different blockchains together. So the base platform of the Niftron consists of Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, Stellar, Solana, Polygon, and Cardano, and we are integrating more and more as well. So all these blockchains are in the underlying, and we built the Niftron platform along with Niftron SDK, which comes in different languages like JavaScript, Java, and like PHP as well. So these different three languages where you can basically build any application that are mentioned on top of using this platform, or you can integrate with any of these applications if you already have, and you can point that towards which blockchain you want to put your data or put your applications runs on. So without you learn Ethereum, you can use different platform to connect with Ethereum or Stellar, and you can switch those as a cross-chain transactions at any point that you want as well. So this is basically how the high-level structure of Niftron or the layers will looks like. And these are some of the industries that we are currently servicing in the banking, insurance side, fintech, tokenizations, and specifically on the NFTs market, and manufacturing for the supply chains and tracing and tracking of the products. Educations, we are working with multiple universities on certificate issuance and student record trackings, and healthcare application record trackings, as well as agriculture and retail. Also, some people will think that when you started blockchain companies and things, whether you can able to raise investments and whether it's easy and people are, and the investors are whether knowledgeable enough to invest on, or whether they'll understand your concepts and all, as it's pretty new. But it's possible because we raised our seed investment from Lankan Angel Network in 2021, so the last year. So it's completely possible, and we successfully raised 23 million last year from Lankan Angel Network. And the industries in terms of investors and angel investors, VCs, they are really keen into invest on blockchain and blockchain-based startups, which is potential to grow and which has unique values that that's servicing the market. So they are really keen into investing in local as well as the global markets as well. And these are some of the awards and recognition we got in local as well as in the global industries from different countries. And also we have servicing local market mostly, as well as the Asia Pacific, Japan, Singapore, New Zealand, as well as the African market as well. So how to get started, as Suren mentioned, there are a lot of free online courses. So how I get started into blockchain is till now I never paid and did any courses on blockchain. Did some certifications on blockchain, but never done any specific courses or anything I followed on paid version. So all my knowledge is basically I gained from Medium, free and open source, as well as from the YouTube. So there are plenty of courses, and there are plenty of blockchain influencers who are doing vlogs every day and sharing about tutorials, codings, everything is available online. And you can directly get as much as knowledge you can from those free resources. And also, when the time we started, we don't have that much of online contents as well, but now we have a lot of online contents, a lot of communities out there. Each blockchains, they have specific Discord channels, they have specific Slack channels. You can get into them and you can learn from the peers as well. And also from our side, like there are 2 QR codes, so you can directly reach to me if you need any helps through the LinkedIn one. And also we have running a blockchain made simple online training, which is basically you can get into our Facebook page, and you will be getting into the Facebook group. And from that, we'll be share different courses, and we'll be do like 3-day trainings, 5-day trainings, which is completely free, which will be help you to learn blockchain. And you can find some resources already out there on videos, how you can, what is blockchain and why you need to use blockchain and how you can get started, and what are things you can do with blockchain, which is technical and non-technical as well. So you can basically get some understanding. And if anyone need any helps on getting into blockchain, feel free to reach to me through LinkedIn. So thank you, everyone. So that's pretty much about our journey and how we started. And wish you all to, if anyone want to get into blockchain or anyone start to learn blockchain, wish you all to good luck to get into blockchain. And definitely you won't be disappointed once you started with blockchain. Thank you.
Thanks, Shamilan. Thanks a lot for that. Shamilan, just before I let you go, can you just elaborate a bit on client engagement, some tips for the students on how to reach out to potential clients with the
Yeah, sure.
solutions that you have? Thanks.
Yeah. So I think it's in terms of blockchain. So it's two different strategies, especially we follow in terms of the local market and the global market, because you will be get two kind of clients. So one is who don't know about blockchain, where you want to basically help with them. So you want to basically sit with them and tell like what are the things that they can use blockchain, or what are the ways they can use blockchain, and how the process will goes, and what are the benefits they'll be get. Because most of the local clients in terms of what we work, and most of the Asia Pacific market, like I mean, they know about blockchain, but they don't know how to use blockchain or where to use blockchain and what they'll be get from blockchain. But there are certain other side of clients you'll be get who are matured on blockchain. So they know like why they want blockchain, what they specifically want to do with blockchain, but then they don't know like how to do it in the technical side. So when it comes to platforms like us, so they'll be directly reach you, and they want only to help them on getting their ideas or the visions comes true. So you will be get two type of clients, and you have to target both of them at certain levels. And the way you can reach is the initially we reach it basically through the contacts. So any startup that building their portfolio or building their clienteles. So basically you'll be reached through people who you know, or else your investors knows, and or your well-wishers or advisors, whoever along with you in the team. So whoever knows, definitely they'll be know some people in different industries. So you can reach to them, and you can build those initial pilots, initial projects, and you'll be build that portfolio. So you have to, before even you get into investors, you have to have something that proven your concept is working and your product is working. So you had to do some pilots. You can get some friends projects or some contacts on your contacts list, whoever running companies, like specifically if anyone in manufacturing or anyone in supply chain industry, you can directly get them and put it as a first pilot project, and you can show that the concept is working. And then you can basically build up that market, and using that you can show the other client, okay, you're done with this client, so you're going to get the other clients you can attract using that. And if you're reaching to the outside market, it's completely a different aspect. So in outside, it's blockchain is a bit more non-topic, and there are a lot of people who are into blockchain, a lot of companies doing blockchains and all. So people will mostly have awareness about the blockchain. So you have to basically put that what your solution is making their life simple, or else what they can do to using your solution comparing to not using a solution. So once you project that, and it's end of the day, it's about the marketing and the reach that you can do. And one of the tactics we followed is also like when we select the investors, we select it on different regions. So we got investors from local, we got investors from UK, USA, and Singapore. So we get different investors from different countries. So which basically open up the market for us there. We thought we go to a UK company and we pitch Niftron and we get that. So that trust and the relationship building part will take a lot of time. But when you know someone who is in UK and who is in USA and who is well known in the market or the well known in the industries, so then they can basically help you to reach and build that instant trust and that relationship gap with those companies quickly as possible. And then it's basically you are 3 or 4 steps ahead to pitch it rather than you are going directly and reaching to them. So that's one of the ways that we do as well.
Thanks, Shamilan. Thanks a lot for that. Very insightful. So for everyone on the call, just a quick recap on what Shamilan said in terms of doing the courses online. Like what Shamilan said, there's a lot of courses which are completely free. You don't really have to pay to do blockchain courses. So go and explore YouTube, go and explore Blockchain Training Alliance, and we will share these slides on Discord as well, where we have put up the other institutes and famous online courses that you can follow. And also in terms of connecting, you can always connect with myself, Sharmilan and Priyal, Ashen on LinkedIn, and we'll be happy to guide you and show you some career paths on where you can go with your blockchain journey as well. So with that, we will move on to our next speaker, Priyal from Zoro Sign, who will take you through his journey. Priyal, you're all set to go?
Yeah, thanks, Suren. I hope you guys can hear me clearly.
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, let me share my screen. Could you please give me the permission to share the screen?
It's already set up. I think you just go ahead and share your screen. It should be fine.
Give me a moment.
Priyal, are you still there on the call?
He dropped it.
Okay, I hope he doesn't have a very long technical issue. He should be able to get back soon. We'll just give him a few seconds and we'll move on with question and answers otherwise.
Suren, sorry, I got disconnected.
Oh, you're here, back. Sure, go ahead.
Could you please give me the permission again to start the game?
Yeah, I have.
We can see the slide.
Okay, thanks. Hi everyone, I'm Priyal, and I'm the CTO of Zoro Sign Inc. We are based in USA, but our co-development team based in Sri Lanka. We are a product or a platform that is focusing mainly in document security and e-signature and digital signature as well. So we are the owners of the e-signature patent back in 1999, and we launched our product back in around 2015, and we have patented blockchain product which is based on multi-chain. We used to call it as forensics token. And so that captures the document DNA and chain of custody and all that. So we own that patent as well. So as I told you earlier, that we are a digital business platform, so why we are using the blockchain is the most important. I think most of the speakers explain you the importance of blockchain and why we should blockchain why we should use blockchain in certain products or projects. So when it comes to the digital signature, e-signature and document management, trust is one of the most important aspects, because once you sign your document digitally and if you place your e-signature there, we need to, as a platform, we need to make sure that it is tamper-proof and nobody can change it, and nobody can erase your signature, or nobody can alter your signature and such that. We are so that trust is what we are producing using blockchain. So I think people used to trust Bitcoin because Bitcoin is not blockchain, as I think Suren or somebody explained earlier. But people trust Bitcoin to make a financial transaction without any trust. So then because the reason is the Bitcoin is based on blockchain. The main technology behind the Bitcoin and any other cryptocurrency is blockchain. So we take the same concept into the document management area as well, and especially for the e-signature. So once you place a signature in a document, since that it is running on top of blockchain, nobody has to worry about authenticity of the signature. So that is the service and the product that we are producing. So unfortunately, we haven't launched here in Sri Lanka, because if I talk about my blockchain journey, I started learning and experimenting in blockchain back in 2015 and 16, and then back in like 2018 and 19 I joined with this company. So then my actual blockchain journey begins after I joined Sorosine, because that is a platform that runs on top of blockchain. And if I discuss about the e-signature business, so we are the first platform who offered the e-signature and digital signature using blockchain. So that is why that our user base and everything got skyrocketed after we made that integration. So that is a very good point for most of you guys as well. I mean, like, as I see that a lot of products or platforms are running these days, maybe as a SaaS product or as an on-premise product, which can be integrated blockchain, and it would give a lot of value to that product because simply the reason is trust. I mean, like, if you are running on top of blockchain, then you don't have to worry about the trust. So if I'm talking about the blockchain platforms that we are using, actually we have started with the Hyperledger Fabric, because based on our user base, and most of our users are government users and government, military, and that kind of corporate users. So I mean, they don't want, most of them do not want to like put their documents or whatever the things or their signatures on a public blockchain. So so that's why that we have started with the private permission blockchain, that is the Hyperledger Fabric. And then around like 1.5 years, 2 years back, we started to build our own blockchain platform as well, which is called Provenance. And now we are having a hybrid blockchain platform. One part is public permissionless blockchain, and another part is the private blockchain, which based on Hyperledger Fabric. So that is how we began our journey in Sorosine. So again, these are the reasons that why we have used blockchain, or why we are running on top of blockchain. Because the main reason is that like whenever that we are maintaining the workflows as well for document manipulation or document management. So the chronological order of records is very important in our business. So that whenever that we are talking about blockchain, we are talking about the chronological order of transactions. So that is why it is very important to our platform running on top of blockchain. So so that is how that we began. So let me like tell about, I think a lot of students might be here. So so these are few like awards and recognitions that we won. I mean, not all of are in here as well. So like few weeks ago that we won the APAC best blockchain company as well. So I mean, like we had a very proud moment, because they have clearly mentioned that the whole blockchain platform being built in Sri Lanka. So this one was became very buzzword in USA as well a few weeks ago. And we won few other awards as well, like best blockchain implementation in EMEA region as well, I think last year, yes, 2021. So a lot of things, we won a lot of these things, and the proud thing is that a lot of students are here. So all these these marvels and this platform is entirely built by Sri Lankan engineers. We have few engineers or developers in USA as well, but this blockchain based platform is being built by Sri Lankan engineers. So like in as Sri Lankans, we are facing like a lot of things now, but it's kind of like a proud movement as Sri Lankans as well, that this kind of platform being built in Sri Lanka. So these are things. So if you are a student, I mean, like coming into blockchain, yes, you have to have a lot of like background knowledge on how these things are working and all. as everyone said that, the best source that you can find, I mean, if you go to YouTube, if you go to like online free courses, there are, in Coursera, you can go and find free courses. In Udemy, you have a lot of things like, and you have a lot of books as well based on blockchain. So the resources are ample. So you can start learning. So, the greater problem that I had personally, actually, it was rather than a problem, it was a challenge that I have been given. Find good blockchain engineers in Sri Lanka, because initially, this project, all these projects were like, supposed to build there in USA, but I managed to take all of them back in Sri Lanka, like 4 years back. So, but like we haven't had like very experienced blockchain developers. So we started with like 5-10 regular developers who knows a bit of blockchain, and then we trained them like thoroughly. I mean, like we didn't send them to offshore training and all, but we motivated them to train by themselves, and I guided them as well. So but like within within like around 1 year, they were like became blockchain developers. So that's why that we managed to build this platform entirely in Sri Lanka. So that is a good I think lesson for you guys as well. I mean, like if you have the motivation and if you have the target, so you can do it by yourself as well. And mind you guys, like if there are a lot of students in here, that there are huge demand for blockchain developers. So please, like if you like the subject, I can share you my my contacts as well, so I can guide you as well. So it is a very good, extremely very good industry or to technology to step in, because there are a lot of predictions as well, like by 2030 more than half of the platforms will become DApps or distributed apps. Then again, distributed apps are the apps that are running on top of blockchain with smart contracts and all. So you have a lot of opportunities in there if you are a student, or even if you're trying to change your career as well. So I think that's it about how I began and what we are doing using blockchain. If you have any questions, please raise these questions when we have the Q&A session. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Priya. That was very informative as well. Thank you very much for that. And yeah, congrats. That's a great award to get in Asia Pac, representing, holding the Sri Lankan flag high for blockchain development and technical work in the emerging space. So brilliant work there.
Yeah, thanks.
So we do have some questions in the chat. I've been answering a few, and if Priyal and Shamilan also can help, there are some technical questions there if you guys want to take some. In the meantime, we can open up the stage for anybody else to put up any questions that they have. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask your questions, or you can even type it in and we'll be happy to answer. And in the meantime, Shamilan or Priyal, if there's anything else on your mind that you want to share, please go ahead.
Yeah, there was I'm Engineer idea. There was a question that if Python is suitable for the blockchain development.
I think we can get Shamilan to help with that.
Yeah, sure. So I think people have questions like which language is suitable for blockchain. So I mean, it totally depends on which blockchain that you're going to use. So if you're using Ethereum, then you have to know Solidity. So it's a customized language that dedicated for Ethereum blockchain smart contract developers. But it's not that something that limits you, because like if you're going with any EVM based one, so Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, or Matic, so you have to use the Solidity language. But if you're going to use blockchains like Stellar, so which is basically you have software development kits or Stellar development kits comes in different languages. So they have Python SDK, they have PHP, they have Java, and they have JavaScript. So there are different SDKs that Stellar provides, and it totally depends on which blockchain you use. And yes, you can, if you are a Python developer, you can build blockchain applications as well. And I think there's a code version. I think it's with the Python, I think it's a Viper or something that you can use, if I'm not wrong, for the Ethereum development as well. So it's long back it's released, but I'm not sure it's still available, but you can use it. Yeah.
I think Professor Chandana Gamagi, you can raise your question.
Yes, I have a question. Now at the ISL, we have a lot of our members in fields like civil engineering and electrical engineering and that kind of fields, where a project has a lot of participants and a lot of contractual documents, a lot of suppliers. And do we have, and it's basically very much a distributed system where a lot of documentation happens, gets exchanged, but need to happen this in a trustworthy manner. Do we have applications that support the engineering domain readily available?
There are some available for manufacturing and supplies. So anything electronic or non-electronic that you're doing manufacturing, so which is something similar to what BMW or the other parties in I think Benz as well, so which are doing blockchain-based traceabilities for their parts and the equipments, and where the supplier is giving it, including the legal documents towards the clearance, and all those things were able to document it on blockchain, and you can able to get signatures on blockchain, and you can able to do traceabilities and tracking on blockchain as well. And yes, there are some available solutions out there, which can be sometimes directly you can able to use it, or sometimes it comes with indications as well. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much.
I think to answer your question as well, personally, I have a lot of experience in this domain, Dr. Chandana, because, we are the people that who have implemented the same solution that you have asked in Dubai government and Abu Dhabi government and in USA government as well. So especially in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, all of their, the civil construction and engineering and all these things, are controlled, the agreements, the supply chain and everything is managed using our platform. So if you want any other, help or any other guide how to implement such a thing, I can, give you some insights about it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Because one thing is we want to get our engineers kind of trained and made knowledgeable about these technologies, because it is like old days, drawings would be done by hand, but then engineers moved on to electronic, AutoCAD like drawing systems, and then from physical modeling to computerized modeling and simulation, things like that. So I think the next wave of innovation that the engineers need to get knowledgeable about is things like blockchain, which handle project management, project control, contract management, things like that. So that's why I ask about this question.
Yes. Actually, in our platform, we are supporting the same thing as well. We are supporting the DWF documents. So I can proudly say that, one of the largest projects in Abu Dhabi, which is the Lua Museum, if you remember. So that has been, from this construction to finish, it's been track and traced, all the drawings, approvals and everything been track and traced using our platform.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
And just to add to that, Dr. Chandana, if it helps, we do have a particular channel on the Discord server, and the Discord server is something where the entire community actually contributes with all sorts of blockchain solutions that are currently in the works. So there is a channel called blockchain_enterprises where people have actually put a lot of articles that cover all the blockchain solutions across various domains, from healthcare to engineering to aircraft manufacturing to water trading and utilities. So that might also help you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. We will publicize that through our sectional committee.
Sure.
To our membership. Yeah.
Sure. And your students are also free to contribute. If you have anything, you can always contribute to those. We are just trying to build a community of blockchain articles for everyone to use and learn from.
Okay, thank you.
Nice.
So there's a question, how blockchain technology can be used for health, agriculture, and education sectors. So they want to have a real world example, one or two.
So there are actually some examples. So from the health perspective, I know for a fact that Microsoft does a lot of work in this space. They're actually investing quite a lot on health. And health is actually one of the key use cases where blockchain can be used. You would find a lot of those examples online. Microsoft are actually spending quite a lot in smaller organizations and companies like us, right? So wherever there are new blockchain entrepreneurs working on specific solutions, Microsoft does actually put a lot of money in there. And one of the key domains that they're focused on is health. And how health works is medical records are shared on the blockchain so that diagnosis can be done so much more faster because it's trustable data that's on the blockchain. And that data can be retrieved from various different hospitals or medical institutes that you're a part of or where you have your, let's say, health records maintained. So there are some real life use cases for health. Same goes for agriculture as well, because we do know there is a company in Sri Lanka itself we are talking to who are very keen on doing something in this space in the agricultural area with blockchain. And one good example I would give you is you could also look at IBM's Food Trust. IBM has a blockchain solution called Food Trust where they're actually tracking the food supply chain all the way from the source to where it ends up on the shelf. And part of that solution also covers the agricultural bit of producing the initial food produce. So that is something that you can look at as well. So IBM Food Trust, I would suggest that you read up on that. That has a lot of information on how they use blockchain.
Okay, thank you. Isuru, Mr. Isuru raised your hand. No, you can unmute it and ask your question.
I think Dr. Chandana asked almost like what I wanted actually more than that. It was covered actually under that.
Right, okay, okay. So there was one more question. How deep are you working with SSI/DID domain space? And perhaps an overview of the tech stack by Yasiro. Can anyone answer to that question?
Yeah, actually, Yasiru, we are mainly actually, we started our blockchain in our company. We started our blockchain using all this technology, the HLF, the INDI, and all. So, we went especially in the identity domain, we went very deep with INDI. But mainly because of the performance issues and all that, we had to give it up recently, especially after we built our own blockchain platform. So if you need any help on that, we can provide you.
Okay, thank you. So any question from the audience? You can unmute your mic and ask your question.
Now regarding this, the document, the legal aspect of this, this one gentleman, the speaker informed that there's a Soros sign, that's the signature, the validity of the signatures and this legal aspect. Because if we go for that kind of a technology, what will be the local acceptance in a legal firm?
Yeah, actually, to answer your question, we have our e-signature the law been introduced back in 2009. So you can read that law. If you're interested. Even though that many Sri Lankan companies not adapting to it, it's been covered legally in Sri Lanka. I mean, like in any country, if you want to, I mean, your question is very legit one, and it's a good one as well, that you have to have an e-signature act in your jurisdiction. So it's been covered in Sri Lanka.
So anyway, if we go for a that kind of a development platform, we might be initially we need to get the acceptance of the user, which is going to comply to the whatever the country's law, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much.
We have 2 minutes to go. So any further questions? Okay. So I will hand it over to Engineer Achini, our Secretary of IT and Computer Engineering Sectional Committee. Engineer Achini, over to you. There is one more question. What do you think of NFT space in future?
I think
Yes, Suren?
it's
Yeah, I can take that. So as SynergyX, what we did do at one point of time is we like to explore a lot of new technology. So we did actually create some NFTs in Sri Lanka called chubby elephants and things like that. With the NFT space, as you probably know, currently crypto is going through a crypto winter and NFTs are losing their value every day. But the general consensus around people who are actually looking to work in this space with NFTs is that NFTs which actually carry a utility behind it, there is a genuine business case or there is a genuine use for the NFT, those they believe will thrive in the future. So what most blockchain experts believe is at this point of time, it is a new technology. People are trying so many different options on how to get NFT to work. But at the same time, there seems to be certain business use cases coming out. If you look at it, Nike, Adidas, IBM, Deloitte, all of them do have some work going on in this NFT space. And it is only likely that there will be a few business use cases that come out from the NFT space, maybe in the next 3-4 years. And at that point, we will know. But right now, there is a big question mark. So it's a watch this space kind of thing right now.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Right.
Engineer Achini, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, everyone. I'm glad to be present here to express my vote of thanks. Firstly, on behalf of IT and Computer Engineering Sectional Committee, we wish to express our sincere gratitude to ISL President, Secretary, and staff. A special thanks to Mr. Surendra Suryakumar, Mr. Ashen Bandara, Mr. Priyal Valpita, and Mr. Shamilan Somasundaram, who has given us precious time to conduct this event. And we are thankful to them for sharing their immense knowledge on blockchain entrepreneurship with our engineering community. Once again, many thanks to enable this evening to have a successful event. Also, I'll take this opportunity to thank our organizing team of IT and Computer Engineering Sectional Committee for helping us to arrange this public lecture. We are organizing this kind of events to uplift IESL in all aspects. Finally, I extend my big thanks to all the participants who make this event successful. Thank you, everyone. Have a pleasant day and stay safe.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.
Thank you.
See you guys. Bye.
Thank you.